Twee onderop en
hoeft niet per se voor mij. Voor mij hoeft niet per se.
doe maar niet, zeg je?
Nee.
Of zeg je, het maakt ze niet uit?
Nee, voor mij maakt niet uit.
Nou, dan doen we hem onderop, als jou niet uitmaakt.
Nee, maar als het voor mij niet uitmaakt,
maar
dan...
dat is het meest neutraal toch, als je onderop legt.
Nou, ja, weer. Zonder citroen is van mij.
All right, everybody, welcome back here. The Rotterdam Open
Last 16
2017, last 16 match.
4 wins to claim the title.
Yes, in the commentary box, my friend Aya Sarabi.
And Joris Amersfoort, of
Yes.
course.
And on the table, we've got Alex Lely. And now breaking for the first frame is Gilliano Smit.
Gilliano Smit, yes. 2 old school players. 2 very sufficient straight pool players. And a very interesting matchup. I still rate Alex as one of the greatest, still. It's a shame he doesn't play that many tournaments, because I know for sure that if he would bring a lot of players a massive headache, because he's very strong in every department. I think the only thing he doesn't really like is jumping, if I can recall that from his previous visit in our booth when he did a commentary in the Dutch Championships. He mentioned that he's not really a big fan of jumping. Other than that, he's strong in every department.
Yes, and most probably the best one pocket player.
Yeah, pretty much so, yeah. He's a massive fan of the one pocket.
Yeah, I think all the young people know Alex most of all for his job at Eurosport and Sky Sports as a commentator, where he commented the very big events. And the older guys, everybody knows him for his professional career. European champion.
Yeah, former World Pool Master champion, huh?
Yep.
So I think he's trying to. Yeah, he's playing for the 5 to the middle.
Yeah, and I think he will run into the 8 ball, run a little bit forward. Giving a lot of right side English to run the 8 away. A little bit of funny angle there. He could draw it around the 8 ball.
Hey, he's going for the corner.
Yeah, so he needs to draw the white ball around the 8 ball.
Yeah, so as long as he can avoid the 8, he'll be fine. Alex opted for the direct entry for this tournament. We had 48 direct entries available, and he filled one of those direct entries. So I'm trying to look at his previous matches. Alex Lely, here we go. He won his first match in the last 64 from Gijs van Wegsbrugge, 7-3. Then he went on to win his winner's qualification 7-2 against Remy Penmelin.
Wow.
As he misses that 8.
Yeah, unexpectedly. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Ryan.
His last 32 match is a whitewash 7-0 against Frank Warlop from Belgium. And now he's faced against Gilliano Smit.
Yes, right. And Gilliano first time at the table with quite a present there. Totally unexpected. I don't know what happened. I think he got out of focus to miss it.
Well, maybe we can ask him. He is
Yeah.
very conscious about everything that happens on the table and off the table, Alex. He can immediately, almost after every single match, point out what was a key factor and what went wrong. Either it was something to do with a thinking pattern or something to do with his arm. He can immediately point that out.
Yeah.
Gilliano Smit, well, in his first match he played me. He won that 7-6. Then he won 7-3 against Alexander Ev from France, winners qualification. After that, in the last 32, he won 7-3 against Martin Savicki. And now here he is in the last 16 on the TV table.
Against Alex Lely, 1-0 up.
Yeah, good start.
Yeah. And you can see it's alternate break. So although Gilliano won the frame, it's Alex to break the second frame.
Yeah, and a letter for Gilliano, to be fair, because he broke. He had a good rack and he handed over the initiative to Alex, and Alex looked for all the money to clear the table, and somehow Gilliano got a reprieve there.
Yes, most definitely. And although it's a good break by Alex, he has to push out here.
Yeah.
The four ball does go into the side pocket, as you can see.
Alex is a very tactical player, so it's always interesting to see when he gets into that point of the match where it becomes a bit tactical. Gilliano is almost certain to take this 2-1. He's not contemplating to put Alex back in.
No, I'm not quite sure if he's attacking here, because if you attack, you gotta roll it.
Well, you're going away from the 4, so.
Yeah, so that's why he didn't attack.
And although Gilliano is a fantastic player, if you observe his technique, there are a little bit of flaws. It's not as compact as Alex, and that's why one of the reasons he gave him that shot off the rail. It's hard for anyone, but
yeah, but especially for the techniques that works for Gilliano and many times.
yeah, of course, yeah, it's the first thing I pointed out. He's a phenomenal player anyway.
Yeah. Gilliano will run his.
Nice ball, nice touch.
He
Use
runs
side.
He runs his pool room in Lelystad.
Fame called, yeah, it's called Fame. Yeah, he's the owner of that place, and he's got a special table, extra chimmed.
Yeah, I played on it a few months ago.
Yeah.
And yes, runs really nice. I
Yeah, I
had to
think
play Gilliano last Sunday during the
played him?
Masters. Yeah, last Sunday I played him. I played pretty well. I first had to play a 9-ball match, got 1-0 up, messed up a safety. He ran 3 racks, then missed 1 ball and got 1 frame of it, got a kick, and he ran out to 6.
No, he's a very, very tough player. I can recall, I'm not sure in which season it was, a couple of seasons back. Anyways, I was on a good run that year. I had considerable good run, not the greatest, but I had like 5 consecutive quarterfinals in a row, and then I came up against him. And all throughout that season, I've played all the best players, because usually you run into them in the quarterfinal stages. And he played flawless. Like I was 5-1 up, 5-1 down. Never had one chance.
No,
Literally no one chance. And he was that good, and it was winner's break. It was.
Yes,
it
indeed.
was
And he's got a great break.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
look at his stance, it doesn't really look as the standards what you learn how to stand and how to break. But if you look at the power, at the result, at the wide controlability, yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, the only pitfall in his game or his technique is he nearly always plays with side. So when he addresses the cue ball, he's always almost towards the left. So it can work against you once you have to play a slow roll, center ball or something like that, or top spin. Very good
You
break
see
here.
the white ball? Perfectly killed.
Yep.
And if you look at his stance, he's got his feet next to each other, the legs close to each other,
oh, I see. Yeah,
standing
yeah,
straight above his cue. So there's not a single pool book that you can see that learns you that stance.
yeah.
But the result for him is great.
Yeah, but in his defense, it all comes down to point of impact with
Yeah.
cue of
So
and
that's
cue ball.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit unlucky. I mean, look at his cue ball. It's
Yeah.
absolutely perfect, and he's
Yeah.
got no shot on the one. Well, he's got a shot, but he can't pot the one here. So he's gonna tuck the cue ball behind the 4 here.
I expect to just roll and flick the one.
Needs to be touching though, because if Alex can hit this one off one rail,
Oh, he chose another path, but it's a great result too. Well done.
yeah, good shot.
Yeah. So it tells that he's a smart player too, huh?
Yeah, he's got a very good knowledge of the game, and we said right from the start, it's 2 old school players. Has to be said, good to see Alex participating in the tournament, because he's always an interesting player to watch. He's more a money pool player.
Yeah.
Doesn't play too many tournaments. Of course, he's got so many roles, not only as a commentator but also as a coach. And he just hits the
He
cushion.
did. Yeah, nice done. Yeah, and Alex just got back from a trip to the United States.
Yeah, something. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was,
He went
what
there
was
for a
that?
nice trip.
Was it
I
coaching
don't know
or
any
is it
details.
playing?
No, it was for him. It was for himself, as I can recall.
Yeah.
Don't know really the details about it,
Okay. Yeah.
but I do know he did like the trip.
Oh, America.
Yeah, overrun this one, or underrun it.
Yeah. It's
Eventually, snookered himself.
It's easy to say afterwards, but as soon as Alex hit that safety,
Yeah.
I was about to say it's one of those shots that's right in between.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it's not a comfortable shot to take on, because you know cue ball's gonna travel.
And in this case, it traveled behind the 9.
Yeah, if you're a good jumper, this is a very makeable shot. Has to be said.
Just missed it. Yeah, he got away with it. The 2 ball does not pass the 6 ball.
Yeah. Sorry, I was a bit distracted here. But
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, good story there.
Lekker short.
Lekker short, man.
I can recall us almost bursting out in tears with laughter on those championships, if you
Yep,
can recall.
Yep, I definitely can.
Oh, good times, man. Oh yeah, he's one of those players who really likes to avoid the rest. Really fortunate there, has to be said, because it was not the way you tried to hit the 2. Cuba came very close in to the corner pocket.
But you see that a lot with pool players Me too, to be honest. I don't like the rest either. I
Yeah.
should train it. I should learn how to play with it better than I do now.
Yeah.
But I also prefer the Mark Williams style. Just keep your cue in front of you. It works for me. At
Yeah.
least way better than the rest.
I suppose in pool, like the pockets are a little bit more generous. I have a snooker background, and I can tell you one thing: the snooker table is too big. No matter how big you are, as a in length, eventually it will catch up with you, and it can cost you world title. Ask Matthew Stevens. And so, at one point, I just told myself, listen, you need to buckle down. You need to master the skill, otherwise you will keep on missing these crucial shots. And as soon as I put in a few hours, a few weeks, I felt comfortable with the rest. And I have to say, looking at so many players who try to avoid it, now I think to myself, well, what an advantage. Whereas, as you say, it should be amongst your routine.
It should be, and yeah. And I'm one of the pool players who don't like.
Yeah.
Ooh, but he scratched.
Yeah, he hit it way too thick.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If
Yeah.
he would have putted cleanly,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have threat the
No.
corner pocket.
But no, indeed, we should. I think a lot of pool players should invest more time in playing with the rest.
Well, especially the top players, you know, the players who are trying to become to earn a living out of pool. I just think it's weird that I think the whole idea of becoming a good winning machine is to have no weaknesses. Look at Niels; he's got no weaknesses, not something that I can point out, because he works on every weakness department, so that he becomes so as around as possible. So if you're a pool player with ambitions to become pro, then the first thing on your list is to have no comfort zones.
No, I agree, but I actually mean more like a lot of players who will not have the goal to get into a professional, still struggling with the rest.
Yeah.
And everybody's trying to improve your game by training on your stroke,
Yeah.
training on draw shots,
Yeah.
on every kind of shots. But I don't know anyone who trains on playing with the rest.
Yeah.
And everybody's lacking in that technique with the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, and the one thing as well with pool, the table isn't that big, so it's not very often you use the
Yep.
rest, and I suppose that's what
Mhm.
one thing I mentioned. Well, in snooker you have to
No.
on some shots, so you just need to practice, and also practicing the rest makes more sense on a snooker table because there's more length. On a pool table, you just think, why, I can put an extension on my cue, can I?
Yeah.
It's a good
No,
break
indeed,
here, but
indeed. So, yeah.
as we leave that behind us, it's a good break here by Alex because he controlled his cue ball
Three
really
balls
well.
down.
3 balls down, and somehow he's find himself snookered on the next shot.
Yeah.
And I mentioned from the beginning of this match, he's not the greatest fan of jumping.
But he can serve this.
Yeah.
Can see him thinking here, looking at all the possibilities. The 7 ball is blocking the bank, so he could find a safety at the bottom rail. And there's no.
Yeah, it's 2 rails kick shot. Or is he? Oh no, he's tying balls up.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, expect more of that. I'm not saying Alex likes tactical battles. Well, he is a fan of tactical battles, but he'd prefer to run this rack. But he's very clever in his shot making.
That's a nice thing, Kat. Good shot there. Alex is trying the same, I think. Yep. Left it a bit short. So if you want to be aggressive, you can send the 2 ball to the left and the white ball behind the 7 ball. The 6 ball is there to stop it. Yeah, he's going for it. Just like that. Oh, he got unlucky there. Oh, making a fall also. Making a fall by wanna snap the cue on the table, touching the 6 ball. Wow.
Yeah, that was pure
Frustration.
frustration.
To
out
be
of
honest, it was
disgust.
such a big chance to get it safe behind the 6 and the 7.
Yeah,
So
well,
I was really unlucky not to be
you
there.
think, you know, it's a positive shot. You also there's a chance to develop the 6 and still get a cover.
Yeah.
And it's a worst case scenario. It's not only stuck up the 2, he also gave ball in the hand. So it's you know, double trouble. And well,
Yeah.
knowing Alex, look at his
Alex
body
is-
language. He didn't
yeah.
flinch, did he? He's
No.
like, I'll take that, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
He's a killer on table. He does not like anything more above winning. And also Alex is more and more frequently playing snooker. And I can tell you he's a very good snooker player as well. So it's something that has benefited his stroke, definitely. Playing more and more snooker.
So it's 3-1 now for Alex. And
Ter wie?
now it's the break for Gilliano. You can, I don't know if you can see it at home, if it's because he's got a gray pants, but his stance is really straight up.
Yeah.
With the feet close
No,
to each
you
other.
can see it. Yeah, you can. Ooh.
Ooh, just almost.
Oh, I'll tell you something. If he's on the 2,
He got
he's
pretty
really lucky.
And I tell you what, that is a gap. You can see it.
And look at where the 6 is sitting. Now, if he eventually gets to the 6 and he
Do you think
leaves
the 7
some
and
sort
9 is a
of
combination?
angle, he can disturb the 7 and the 9.
Yeah, it's not a combination, but well,
Well, I
you don't want him to take that one on.
No. See if he can somehow get. Well, he can't. Ooh. No.
Oh, that's not good.
That's with
That's
that
the wrong
theory.
case. Yeah.
Well, still he could put the 6
For
in
sure.
the side and disturb
Yeah.
the 9, but
Yeah.
he needs to make the 3 first.
Yeah, you can see perfectly here that he snookered.
Yeah, it's a full ball
He's got his
snooker.
jump cue, does he?
Has
yeah,
he?
jump cue. Got
Oh,
jump
he's
cue
not.
out.
He can't. Almost made another foul there with the. It's
Close to make it.
good to see that our good friend Fauzi, from all the way from Curaçao, is watching this match.
Hey, Fauzi man.
I know he he enjoys good commentary, so I don't blame him.
So viewers from all over the world. But also, as you can see, from America, Germany, Belgium, France,
Yeah,
all over. So Alex Lely was looking at the 3-4 combination. Wow.
Wow, good shot. Very good shot. And he's got the angle to go off the long rail.
That's a tough shot, huh? Needs to play a lot of side. He didn't go bend for it.
if you're in a very attacking mode, you could have even taken that shot on and tried to disturb the 9 and the 7,
Yeah.
which is a maniac shot, to be honest. But when you're, sometimes some dice you're just in that mode where you think nothing can be
Oh,
missed.
indeed. Even if I have to play it with one hand. So Alex chose to shoot the 6 on the side and try to open it up. I can't imagine that Alex is taking the 7-9 combination on. I think he wants to open it up. No, he's going for the combination, but he's got the wrong angle. Yeah, you can see the reaction of Alex. Not happy with the position. If he got frozen on the rail, then the combination was a possibility. But now it's really hard. He's going to play rail first, I think. At least he's looking at it. Rail first. Kicking the 7 into the 9, still making the 9, and sending the 7 ball up table. Wow. So eventually he got the safety. In the meantime, I'll give you some results from the other matches in this last 16 round here at the Rotterdam Open. So 2 matches has been finished. That's Tim de Ruiter will beat Patrick Licciau with 7-4. Then Mark Bijsterbos beat Stefan Devras with 7-3. I hope I pronounced that well. Other matches is between Ose Chan and Ayan Usver. It's 4-all. Then René Peters is playing against Hoa Njeugen. And it's 4-3 to Hoa. Other match, Nick van den Berg versus Cyril Ledeu. That's 3-2 to Nick. Alexander Eve versus Stefan Cohen. 2 Frenchmen are playing each other. And it's 3-1 to Stefan. And another Frenchman, Alex Montpellier, is playing against Ivar Saris. And that's 3-0 for Alex Montpellier. Well, it's quite a surprising. Of course, Alex is a fantastic player. But Ivar is definitely too. So that's 3-0 to Alex Montpellier. In the meantime, it's up to Gilliano shooting this 8 ball. Getting 1 frame back. Yes. So score in this match is now 3-2. So challenge to get from the 2 to the 4. Alright, so choose to take the 4-8 combination on. But that's pretty hard, do you think? Like, because the 4 is on the rail and the 8 is just off the rail. Is it still makeable? But, or yes, of course, it's always makeable.
To be honest, Joris, I am horrible
At combinations.
Honestly, and they look really comfortable as well. Like on a snooker table, I make them more often than on a pool table. It's mind blowing.
Okay.
It makes me crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, some athletic shots there by the old man.
Yeah, he watches Ronnie all the time on Eurosport. Have you ever seen Ronnie stretch on some shots? Doesn't make sense to me, but he always pots them.
Yeah, well, he pots everything.
Yeah, he pots most of the balls, by the way.
So indeed, it's always good to see Alex competing in some new tournaments. In a couple of weeks, we've got the Longoni Open here in Rotterdam. I'm not quite sure if Alex is attending there too. I hope
see
so.
his angle, yeah, it's perfect on the 7 here.
Yeah, got the right angle.
Can you see when you watch Alex, his timing is almost similar as a snooker player.
It is, and his
Feather
timing
cue
is
time.
in every shot. If it's a hard shot or an easy shot, if it's a powerful shot or a soft shot, his timing is always the same.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, when you've got your pre-stroke routine, so some air cueing, then stepping into the shot. When he's going down in the shot, he's always got his tip close to the cue ball. He's doing a couple of pre-strokes, doing a pause close to the cue ball, then a pause in the backstroke,
draw it back,
and then
pause.
hits the trigger. It's
Yeah.
always a front pause and a back pause, pulling the trigger. And he does that on every single shot, and that's where you can see that at least he has always been a professional, but his approach of the shot is a really professional shot.
Yeah. Well.
And if you guys want to learn at home in how timing works and what's like a timing from the school book, then you should study Alex Lely, because I really think.
Well, the thing is with any sport, but especially cue sports, it's all about consistency. So if you can do the same thing on every single shot and just try to learn the game in what you need to do in follow through or what so, then you can find that consistency in your stroke. If every stroke is different, then surely every outcome of the stroke is different.
Yeah, but you can see a lot of players, and almost every player. For example, if you have to play a power shot, then not only the bridge gets longer, that's normal, but if you look at the pre-strokes get really wild, going up and down and forward and backward. And if you look at, well, Niels Veijer too, and also to Alex, they keep on doing the same pre-stroke routines, same timing.
Who's Niels Veijer, by the way?
Yeah. He's that DJ, but wants to play pool.
I think he's won a few things, hasn't he, in his life?
Yeah, well, I've won a house tournament too. So Alex Lely with his favorite jump cue.
Alex is ambassador of mass cues.
So this is the shooter, or the mass air, or the mass...
I think it's the mass air, or perhaps, well, yeah, no, it's the mass air. I think he's going for the bank, so a two-way shot. Oh no, he didn't want the contact on the 9. Is the 9 going to rescue him? Not really. Well, I say not really, I mean...
I think...
The thing is, it's tied the 4 up, and I do think the 4 will pass the 9 in the corner pocket.
On the left.
On the left.
Yeah.
If not, he can still dislodge the 4 and the 9, either by the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, but now it's a big wall for the 2 to travel from the 2 to the 3 ball. Eh?
Yeah. Now he's got no option to
No.
disturb them.
Yep. So he's
In
cleverly
first
looking
glance,
now to
in
to
first
shoot
glance,
the 4 and the 3.
I'd
get the
say
free
he
away
needs
from
to hit the joint of the 2 balls. Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
wow, that's a good shot. Good outcome.
Bit too fast, bit too hard.
It does pass the 7.
It does. Oh yeah.
And if
Well, but that's
he-
small.
Yeah, and even if he would hit the long rail first, it could still go in off the 7. As long as he doesn't hit the 7 first. He's done
Yeah.
that.
Well done. Well done.
No snooker on behind
shot
5.
there.
Yeah. Still not out of the
Yes.
woods just yet.
No.
Needs one good positional shot here on the 5, and then from then on it should be formality.
And if we are talking about stance and pre-strokes, try to take a look at the stance and the stroke of Gilliano. His left arm is always full straight, and the distance between the cue and his chest is, well, somewhere about 20 centimeters. That's totally different than an Alex Lely or most of the snooker players, like Aya. Or, for example, Marco Deutsche was very deep on the cue. And this here you can see it, that his stance is really awkward. It still works for him, so it's not a commentary, nor nothing talking bad about it. But
No, for sure. I mean, let us be very clear about this. Gilliano is a fantastic player. He's been around the Dutch squad ever since he picked up his cue, I think. So it's not about that. It's just that on some shots it can work against you.
it can, but
Definitely under pressure.
yes, but I do know that Gilliano learned to adapt to those issues, those downfalls of his style.
Bit surprised he played for the 7 in that pocket, but
Okay, I
he-
would
he-
have done the same.
he done really well there though.
Yeah.
I thought he'd go twice across,
Okay.
but then the risk on scratch is more alive. So
This 9.
he's done well because he had to play a few difficult shots
Yeah.
in this rack, but he kept on producing when asked the question. So a
Absolutely.
good rack and still puts this match in contention because it's 4-3.
Can you see? Your journey begins here.
So back in the 8th frame of this match, Alex Lely to break. During the commercials we were watching
Some other tables.
Nick Vandenberg versus Cyril. Now Nick is leading 5-2. So that's looking good for Nick.
Also the other table, Alex Montpellier is
Versus
leading.
Ivar Saris leading
5-1.
5-1.
Yeah. Let's not forget, Ivar had a very commanding comeback on the scene,
Yeah.
where he won that match when we both did the commentary.
Yeah.
He won against Niels Vijen, the 8 ball.
And where he played fantastic pool.
Yeah,
Also deserved that win,
yeah,
which is fantastic if you're playing against Niels Vijen.
yeah.
So good job by Alex Montpellier. Back to this match, Alex Lely, the other Alex, now on the table, looking at the 1 ball. After a dry break by Gilliano.
Stefan Cohen is leading, I assume, 4-1.
Don't know. Yeah, but he's in quite some trouble here on the 7 ball. Yeah, so quite a lot of great matches.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can show you only one match here. This match on the live stream table. If you want to see the other matches, then of course you can, but you have to come over here towards Thurston in Rotterdam. Free entrance, good drinks, and a lot of pool action. And Alex takes his time,
Yeah.
figure out what to do.
Decision-making time. I think he's got a great target to play a safety towards, send his cue ball towards the 8 and the 6. There's a lot of balls that can cover up the 1, because he's gonna hit the 1 on the left side. The question is, can he hit it thin enough with enough side?
But
to
won't you go
manufacture?
for an attack here? Won't you go for the putt?
Well,
Oh, he went for it.
the thing is with the putt here, he wouldn't have had a great shot. Well, as it turns out, this too would be nearly unmissable, but it's one of those shots where I couldn't see really a good outcome. So that's why I thought about the safety. See, now this shot is maybe even more difficult, this cut shot, but I would take this one on because I feel like this is a free shot. If you hit it too thin, you still have a good chance to get it safe behind the 2 or the 7.
Okay, he's giving right side English.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Oh,
Oh no, he's going to the other side.
See, that's
20
the
strokes.
on a long shot like that,
Yeah.
cutting it back in the blind pocket, that for me is making the shot 10 times more difficult. But it's I wouldn't say common, but it's a thing that occurs more on a pool table. On a snooker table, I will guarantee you will never see someone play that type of shot unless Judd Trump, who has already won the frame. Is he going for the cut here?
Yeah. Definitely.
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Oh,
So didn't find a snooker.
didn't find a snooker, but he's made the 6 and the 8 even more difficult
Yeah,
for
and
the
the 8 ball
combination.
is still in a safe position. After
Yeah.
1 ball is still safe.
As they were, it was an easy combination. Now needs to be dealt with. I don't think that's what he. No, I know for sure he didn't play that.
No,
type
he
of
played
shot.
as an attack.
A
Yeah.
little bit more thicker than that. He tried to hit the 1.
Yep.
Hard enough.
So are you trying to open up the 6-8 right now? It's got the right angle.
Well,
In other words, it's going to be working to not to develop it.
yeah.
So
Well, the thing is,
There's
I
no
don't-
guarantee on
I-
position. I
I don't.
understand.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I
don't
understand
see,
that,
I don't
but-
see where the next ball comes from.
Yeah, unless what
So-
about you leave it where the 6 is right now, so you don't hit it too hard.
Well,
Just a little touch there, and then you can shoot the free ball to the bottom left pocket where
Well-
his hand is.
different shot. What do you think about? What do you think about putt the 2, play into the 5?
Mhm.
If you can have
Yeah.
your cue ball exactly where
Yeah.
the 5 is, you can putt the 3 and also
Yeah.
develop the 6.
That's another possibility. But I think it's quite a risk to hit the 5 ball firm.
He tried to come in between, but he hit the 4. That's why
Yeah.
his angle was far wider than he tried to. He
Yeah.
tried to hold for the 3.
So it's going to be a safety here. Or is he still trying to go? Looks like.
There's no value in taking this shot on because
Well,
he's always
I
running
think
away.
he should have. He will always have a plan. That was the plan.
Yeah, well, he tried to
Yeah.
putt it and
Yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
develop the develop. He tried to hold for the 4.
But he
It's a
got lucky there.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's so close to the cushion. Limits the options here for Gilliano, and I think he can get between the gap of 9 and 8, but if he hits it from that side, the cue ball is going to go in.
No, indeed. So I don't think that's the option to go for. And then, to be honest, he can or swerve it around to 5 or free rail kick it. He's looking at it right now. I would go for that free rail kick shot. From this position, use the left long rail, the top short rail, right rail, and go in between the 5 and the 6.
5 and 6.
5 and the 7, sorry.
Oh, as if you
Free
almost try
cushion.
to
Yeah.
putt the cue ball.
Yeah. You leave it a little bit longer than
Yeah, it's
I
half a
would
diamond
expect to
adjustment. Well,
yeah.
no, quarter, sorry. It's 3 cushions, so it's a quarter diamond. Well,
He's choosing
rail.
straight up. Yeah.
he's going for 2 rails.
Yeah. Probably soft to leave the 3 close to the 6-8.
Has he hit it?
Oh, he did with
Oh,
scratch.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
And I say it's horrible because it's now even more closer to the 8 and the 6, so it's almost guaranteed to
Open
free
it up.
them and then also have a great position on the 4. He doesn't even have to hit it too hard. If he can just graze the 8, it will bump back up like that, and he's perfect on the 4.
Yeah.
Only
The
problem
problem now is that the 8 ball runs in the line
Yeah.
of the 5 ball towards that corner.
it's going to be the 5 in the right side pocket.
Yeah, I think so. So he needs position. Oh, it's it's
it also goes in the corner. Yeah, it goes,
Same
yeah.
corner as the 4.
Oh, so he doesn't. Oh, this is even
That's
better.
Yeah.
Somewhere towards the 3rd diamond on the left long rail.
Falls
It's
a bit short there.
short.
Yep.
Well, as you see, they bounce
Wow.
more than you
Wow.
think.
The table fooled us there.
Oh, this is still possible.
Yeah,
This
that's
is still
great.
on.
You can hold this one.
A little bit of side,
Yeah, perfect.
widen the angle. Nice on the 6.
So most probably we both would have run over on that shot if we were on the table.
I think we would have snookered ourselves on that
Behind
shot.
the 7. Yeah.
That's why it's a good thing we're sitting here and they're out there playing, huh? There's no problem here. He can come up and down the table. He's got massive area to work with and leave himself an easy 8. Doesn't want to fall too thin on the 8, so the fuller he's on the 8, the better. This is just about perfect.
Yeah, he's going to shoot 9 in the same pocket as the 8.
Yeah. You can drop it in or you can play it firm.
Using 2 rails, perfect.
Delicate shot, well executed. 5-3.
In the about 2 hours ago, I was just analyzing this shot from the 8 to the 9 in. How do you prefer to shoot it?
Yeah.
And first he said, oh, I prefer 1 rail. And later we were discussing it, and I said my preference is using 2 rails because I can control the wide more, the speed more.
Yeah.
So I was a bit surprised that he was using 2 cushions right now.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky enough to play Scotch doubles in the Dutch Premier League with Niels Vijen, who's also enlisted in Sportcentrum Utrecht. And there was one particular shot when I didn't have too much angle, so I had to punch it in with loads of side. As it happened, I hit the ball probably too thick, where so the spin was on the cue ball, but there was not enough pace on it, and I left him real short. He covered up, and then afterwards he said, if I play that type of shot, I always tend to aim for the 3rd rail, because I know then on any positional shot I will at least have a better shot than try to leave it too perfect on 2 rails. And I said there's a valid point in that. Basically it's the same principle as the 2 rail, where you can just control it a little bit more easier than just to go for 1 rail.
Yeah.
Because if you hit it a little bit too thin, too thick,
Yep.
cue ball's gonna go loose.
Gonna fly loose. Yeah.
Meanwhile, give you a score update. Alex Montpellier on the hill, 6-2 up against Ivar. Stefan Cohen leading 5-3, breaking right now. 1 ball down.
Okay, so our French friends are still in playing well, still in the tournament.
And Nick van den Berg also on the hill, if I'm not mistaken, because he was leading 3-2, right?
Yeah,
So it
he
should
was. Yeah.
be 6-2 in his favor. I don't see that on Q score, however.
Yeah, I just checked and it's 5-2 in favor of Nick.
Nee, dat is wel. I think even think yeah, Nick van den Berg just secured his place in the quarterfinal. He beat Cyril Ledoux 7-2. So once again, these guys met, and Nick on the better end of the story. It's like it looks like he's using the ninth here. Yep. He's right in between.
Yeah.
Even if the nine wouldn't have been there, it's still a horrible shot to take on.
Yeah, but now,
now it's.
bit unlucky
I don't
there.
see him taking this one on. It's I think a tuck up behind the 5. It's a delicate shot, needs to be executed perfectly.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of room of error if you want to find a position behind the 5. Yeah, you can hear him now. Hear his frustration. So he wants to find a spot behind the 9. I think he left a bit of the 4. I think Alex can see this this 4 ball.
Oh, for sure, yeah, you can see the 4.
Still not easy for Alex to get it safe back, but he already has a plan. Let's see what he's up to. Behind the 5, yeah. Well,
he put a lot of distance. Look at his cue ball. That's perfect.
That's perfect.
And he knew.
The cut shot to the right pocket is still blocked by the 9.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
in fact, he's. I'm pretty much sure he invented a few safety routines. He introduced to the Dutch squad, and the type of shot he just played there is very.
Part of that routine training.
Yeah, I was trying to say it's a pattern that keeps on coming by. You know, it's a type of shot where you have to play your cue ball across the table and play in the area towards the corner pocket, as close as to the corner pocket, and this is a type of shot.
In the meantime, a great straight in 4 shot executed by Alex. You can see the timing, go back, have a pause. Choose to leave it close to the rail, at a little angle on the 8 ball to come back.
I know from Alex from his previous commentary content that he in some scenarios he always says, as my main objective is to get as close as possible to the object ball, because as soon as I get it close to the object ball, I can somehow find a way to maneuver the cue ball, and he's quite right.
Well, this isn't very close. This is more distance than he would have liked.
He's playing a little bit of right hand side to avoid the middle pocket there.
Oh yes, he made it. Kept it out of the corner pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, I see him cheering. So
yeah, he was afraid of that. He was afraid of that. That's why he's cheering, because he feels relieved.
But now he's on the hill, isn't he?
Yep, he is. It's 6-3 now.
6-3.
With Alex breaking.
Himself to the break, yeah. That's quite some result there for Alex. 3 balls down and perfect shape on the 2 ball to the side pocket. Needs a little kiss. Yes, got it. So from here, all the hard work has been done. Just don't make any mistakes to not finish here. Oh, left that quite short. Wow, that's really short. Yeah, just was discussing with Alex that shot. Are you going 1 rail or 2 rails? And I said go 2 rails. You can control the white band. I said no, I prefer 1 rail. But you can see here him falling short on that shot. Yeah, it's a great recovery. Well done. Yeah, well placed. Exactly where he pointed. So all balls will go into the left bottom pocket. First is 8. And now the 9 for the match. And a spot in the quarterfinals. Well done, Alex. Congratulations. And of course, thank you also to Gilliano Smit, finishing 9th in this Rotterdam Open. Thank you for watching for this match, and we will be back with the next match, the quarterfinals, in quite a while.